Hello Kickstarter pledgers, and thanks for watching the video. This is Dave Hughes here, Selezen as most people know me online. But Dave Hughes or Daftworks or Selezen as you know me as the Kickstarter person. Just a quick progress report on what's going on. I know I'm a little bit late this month, but it's been kind of hectic and today's about the first day I've really had to stand still. The last month and a half really, I suppose it would be. Has been a bit of a hodgepodge kind of month. Progress wise on the RPG initially has been quite slow. There's been a lot of different things around my personal life at the moment that have been quite busy, so it's taken me away from the computer for a bit. When I have been on, I've been trying to do a little bit of work on graphics and so on with the game. The main part of it is I've been trying to do screenshots using the Mac Beta at the moment, which there's a few online videos on the YouTube channel which you're watching probably just now that sort of highlight that. The screenshots I've been doing there will be used to make counter templates, and things like that, and some of them will be used as potential posters for the ship information pages in the book. They were always going to be a full colour poster with information about the ships on there, and I'm happy to say I've got, I think, loads of good photos that should be a lovely little addition to the book there, so quite pleased with them. The debug camera has proved as useful as I thought it was going to be, or as I hoped it was going to be, in getting these photos, and the Mac Beta has, or the cross-platform beta I really suppose you should call it, has been invaluable in being able to let me get those photos. So yeah, so that's the main side of work that was done in the first half of the month and up until last week, or the sort of middle part of the month really I suppose it would be. As I say, it's been fairly busy, so quite dark. The writing part of it as well, I've had some feedback come back from some playtesters. Significantly I've had some words back from Chris Jarvis, who's had a look at the book, the rule set, and taken it to his group and had a look through. I've had some great feedback from him, positive and negative. He says that overall it seems to be fairly robust and fairly stable still. Which, I mean, he's been playing it with the Lave Radio RPG group as well, but he's taken it to a separate group who aren't Elite fans and who aren't playing it as part of my group. So there's not a GM there who could plaster over all the problems with the rules, which is one of the main reasons why playtesters exist. And he's given me some good feedback on the personal side, the personal combat and the main system. So I've done some modifications to the text in the book to try and highlight the things that Chris has fed back and other people have fed back as well. The last week or so, during this week when I've had a chance, I have tried to unify a lot of the stuff that's been written. And obviously the different hodgepodge edits that have been made to the book and the rules over the last few weeks, with the feedback coming in, has made them a little bit kind of piecemeal. So, you know, you're reading paragraphs and it feels disjointed to me. So what I've been trying to do this week is try and edit myself and try and get a lot of that reading a lot more flowing. The upshot of that is that the character generation introduction section has been largely rewritten and made a lot more professional, and I'm a lot more happy with it now than I was before, so it should be a lot easier to read. The typos and corrections that Chris and other people have pointed out have been resolved, and I'm quite happy with that. So yeah, that's kind of where the progress for the RPG has gone this month. Not a lot of new stuff's gone in as of yet. There's been a bit of work done on the ship rules, trying to bring the vehicle rules into more of an alignment. At the moment I'm kind of struggling with whether the vehicle rules should really be as integrated as they are. One big thing that's came across to me since some feedback came back a couple of months ago actually now, sort of towards the beginning of the year, is that it doesn't feel elite, and I've made this comment a few times in the comments, in the updates, that the game doesn't feel elite, and I have tried to throw myself into playing Elite Dangerous, especially doing it on Twitch, just to see what elite is, because when I think about it, you know, I've not really played the game much when I've had a chance to, and I've kind of fallen out of the universe slightly, so I want to try and get back into it again, get the feel for it back and get the passion for it back that I had before. which seemed to be lacking for a while. I discovered it myself, and then try and feel what Elite actually feels like. I think one of the fundamental things that I've discovered, and one of the fundamental things that I want to try and get back into the book, is that Elite has always been a game concept where you are one man, one ship. And trying to get that into a multiplayer group is a bit of a difficult thing to do if you're one man, one ship. But Elite Dangerous now has the wings options, which means you can join together with other players, with all your communications tied together and all that kind of stuff. Which means it's all more social in the actual computer game now as well. So elements of that can be carried across quite easily to the RPG. Now that brings it back to what would be the fundamental RPG for Elite would be: you start your game, rather than having to faff around and try and work out how you all meet each other. Essentially, you all are at the point of being one man, one ship, in a space station or a starport or somewhere on a planet, with your key to your ship, sitting in the cockpit, ready to go. Or you're in the hangar bay looking at your ship. Or you could bring it back a little bit and say you've just got yourself a ship, you've finished whatever career you had before, and now you're going to take on a job as a space pilot, a mercenary, a bounty hunter, trader, any of those sort of things. That should get a lot of the feel of Elite into the game. People who play the Elite computer game will instantly recognise that as being the place where you start, and likewise people who've played the role-playing game and then have maybe gone across to play the computer game after playing the role-playing game would then think that's where that comes from. That ties that together quite nicely, and I think that's something that I need to focus on a bit more. So when I've done this rewrite of the character generation section, I've started a new section at the start of it. Not started a new section at the start of it, I've put a new section at the start of it to try and explain that concept and say that, okay, you can run groups in several different ways, but here's 3 examples of groups, and the first group is that exact sort of thing where each player is on the space station at the same time in their ship, ready to fly off. They've met each other, they've got together, they've said, right, let's hang out together and go and do our thing. Or you can still have the option to be completely disparate people who've only just met or have been brought together by sort of some external force. So it's given it a bit more flexibility, but it has specifically focused on the Elite, the beginning of the Elite journey in the computer game, and translate it across to the RPG, which is what I've been trying to achieve. And I think I'm quite happy with that. I had that feeling again of, yes, this is something that's very, very good, very, very. It's a move forward, a step forward in the game, and I'm happy with that. So I'm sitting here gesticulating away, and you can't see me. So yeah, what else has been going on? Not really all that much, to be honest. Other than things I don't want to get into with sort of private life and family life and so on, which has kept me kind of busy for more than half of the time during the last month or so. I've been to visit Dan, had a great time up at Dan's from Fantastic Publishing. He was very kind enough to invite me up to the farm. I was also invited up to take some stuff up for Anthony Oliver's Elite Archives project, which was a little bit late in doing, so I must apologise to anyone who's listening to this who may have backed Anthony's campaign. If there's anything that you were supposed to get, like posters and so on, postcards, then it may be my fault that they're slightly delayed, so you have my utmost apologies in that. But yes, an enjoyable Saturday at Dan's. Getting home again at 1 o'clock in the morning was an experience, driving down the motorway at 1 o'clock in the morning from Hull. Yeah, it was a great time. Gabby was very hospitable. Dan was the soul of the party as always, and I thank him for his kind invitation. What else? Elite Meet I've covered in the last update, I think. Again, very enjoyable. We're looking at the upcoming. We've got the cross-platform release now, so we're now saying hello to Mac players in Elite Dangerous as well. So hopefully they'll be introduced to the RPG as well. That'll be lovely. We have the 1.3 power play update is going to be coming soon as well for Elite Dangerous. And RPG wise, I think that's about me for the news, so I'm going to draw it to a close there. I hope you've enjoyed this kind of video update with a bit of a colourful back. I apologise for the update's background being the intro screen to the game, but as luck would have it, today, the one day I wanted to do an update that would involve anyone other than just Twitch streamers, Elite Dangerous' servers decided to go down and not let me log in anymore. So I apologise for the bland backgrounds. But yes, that's it for this month. Thank you for backing Elite Encounters RPG. I appreciate your patience, and progress is being made. If you have any questions or comments, then by all means either comment on the update text on Kickstarter on the RPG website at not at elitedangerous.com, that's the wrong site, at daftworks.co.uk/eliterpg, or underneath the comments box on this YouTube video. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.